Hello there, I'm Dan the Gaming Man, and it's time for yet another game review. Today we're going to take a look at the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. I want to start by saying that I received a copy from the developers who have very kindly allowed me to review this for them, but rest assured I will be giving you my honest opinion of the collection. Also, the copy that I've been playing over the last week or so was on the Xbox Series X, but this game is also available on the Nintendo Switch, the PS5 and Steam as well. If this is your first time watching one of my reviews, let me tell you how I do this. I break it down into 5 categories: background, which is all about the history and all the development of the game, plot, gameplay, visuals and sound. So feel free to use the chapters below if you want to skip to a certain point in the video. Also, if you're interested in picking up your own copy, I'll place an Amazon affiliate link in the video description. And finally, before we get started, I've just recently hit 1,000 subscribers, which I'm delighted about, so thank you to those who've subscribed to me. And if you haven't yet, what's stopping you? Subscribe for similar nostalgic content. Now, let's take a stealthy look together at the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. Oh, what a mouthful. The Metal Gear Solid series, expertly crafted by the legendary Hideo Kojima, is one of the most important franchises in video game history, known for its deep narratives and stealth gameplay. The original game, which was known as Metal Gear, was developed by Kojima and his team at Konami in 1987, and they probably had no idea at the time that they were introducing the world to one of the greatest series of all time. It was originally released for MSX, no I hadn't heard of it either, in the summer of 1987 before being ported to the Famicom, or the NES, in December of that year. What followed was Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, released in 1990, and then the genre-defining Metal Gear Solid in 1998 on the Sony PlayStation, before Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty was released in 2001, and Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater in 2004. All of these games mentioned feature in this collection. Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 brings the early chapters of the saga back to the forefront without altering their original essence. More on that in a bit. It'll be a trip down memory lane for some and a history lesson for others. Storytelling is where the Metal Gear Solid series really shines. The plot weaves complex narratives filled with intrigue, drama, and unexpected twists. Each game in this collection offers a rich, engaging story that is as compelling today as it was at its release. Whether you're a series veteran or new to the saga, the storytelling will keep you hooked. The plot of the series has a depth that this 10-minute review video would not be able to do justice. You have to experience it for yourself. But basically, the game puts you in control of a few different characters: Solid Snake, Raiden, no, not him, and Big Boss. You are tasked with sneakily finding your way through different locations to progress the story, avoiding detection as much as possible. Gameplay is at the heart of Metal Gear Solid. The collection preserves the original stealth mechanics, challenging players to think tactically rather than charging in all guns blazing. While the gameplay remains unchanged, providing an authentic experience, it's important to note that some mechanics may feel a bit dated when compared to modern titles. Also, I know a lot of people have experienced frame rate issues when playing this collection, but I'll be honest, I didn't have any problems. I'm not sure if that's more of an issue with the Switch and possibly the PC versions, but on the Xbox Series X, it appears to run perfectly fine. The controls can take a little getting used to, specifically in Metal Gear Solid, as most PS1 game controls weren't as intuitive as we're used to today, but you'll adjust to it after a few minutes. Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3's controls are perfectly fine as far as I can tell. It was just my bad memory that let me down as I kept leaving cover or standing up at the worst possible times. I need to take responsibility for that and can't unfortunately lay the blame at the controls. As well as the 3 big Metal Gear Solid games, which, let's face it, are the reason for picking up this collection, there's also the 2 original Metal Gear games, and a whole host of extras to please any fan, including soundtracks, electronic copies of books that tell the story of the games, plus graphic novels, though unfortunately I couldn't get them to work whilst I was capturing footage for this video. And there's also an option for Metal Gear Solid 1 to edit your virtual memory card. If you know, you know. And that is a cracking little feature. Hi there, just want to interrupt the video very quickly just to let you know that I do have a Facebook and Instagram. I've also got a Buy Me a Coffee. If you're interested in checking out any of those pages, I'll put details here. You can also find them in the description below. See you on the socials. Enjoy the rest of the video. In terms of visuals, the collection stays true to the original games, which I've kind of touched on already. And by that I mean this isn't really a remaster. The graphics haven't received an update. It's not like the recent Resident Evil remasters, and that is a real shame, especially when you take into account the price point that this collection is entering the market at. So I suppose if we're trying to put a spin on the visuals, we could maybe say that what you're getting here is the authentic Metal Gear Solid experience, and no doubt for some, this preserves the nostalgia. But the fact is that the graphics haven't been updated to the current gen standards, and this might be a hurdle for people playing it for the first time, especially those who are used to today's high definition graphics. And I think that's a real shame, and it's an opportunity missed. Just like the graphics, the sound design and soundtrack remain untouched, but they are as impactful as ever. The music perfectly encapsulates the tension and drama of sneaking through enemy territory, while the sound effects bring the in-game world to life. It's a testament to the original sound design that it still holds up so well. Even if you've never played any of these games, I'm willing to bet you will recognise some of the iconic sounds from the series, like this one. To wrap up, Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 is a faithful homage to the beginnings of the series. It offers unchanged gameplay and storytelling, which is both a blessing and a curse, depending on what you're looking for in a remastered collection. The preserved visuals and sound maintain the series' charm, but might not meet the expectations of those used to modern gaming standards. The price for this collection is a hefty £40 in the UK and $60 in the US, which is a lot to pay for a series of games that are all 20 to 35 years old. With that in mind, it might be one to wishlist and keep an eye out for a sale. So how do I rate this? It's one of the best game series of all time, and if I'm judging it solely on that, then of course it would score very highly. I can't really take into account the frame rate dips that others have reported, as I didn't experience any myself, but I'm slightly bothered by the fact that they didn't touch up the graphics to make them a little more aesthetically pleasing at the very least. I'm not expecting an overhaul like Final Fantasy VII, which has basically been rebuilt from the ground up, but at least something like Crash Bandicoot N. Sane Trilogy, which was lovingly remastered in 2017. Also, the price of this game is a bit cheeky given the lack of effort regarding the graphics, though I do appreciate all the added extras like the graphic novels, if you can get them working, and the soundtrack. So I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. Sorry, I know that will not be harsh enough for some viewers, but all things considered, even with my little annoyances, I just loved revisiting these games. If the price was half of what it is, I would have scored this much higher. Once again, thanks to the developers for sending me the Steam key. For anyone who wants to pick up a copy, check out the video description for my affiliate links. Also check out the links to my socials. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be reviewing the new Contra game next, so you don't want to miss that. Give the video a like and let me know in the comments if you plan to pick up a copy of this game, or if you already own it. I'll be back again soon, and until then, stay safe and keep gaming.